Alrighty, hey gang, welcome back you guys. Another episode of Zero Carb Journal, episode 147. I'm Matt, as always, and good morning you guys. How are you? Welcome back. Okay, third leg base. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for being here, man. That's awesome. Lovely to turn on my stream and have some folks already here. Really appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Good morning. So, hey you guys. So it's Sunday morning. Happy Sunday. How is everybody? Here we are, episode 147. So I am literally like just waking up. I just woke up just a few minutes ago. It's 7 o'clock here. A little late, a little sleeping in for me, but feels good. And so I'm really foggy. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but as you guys know, I like to just wake up and get right on here. So let's start with some business. I'd like to say thank you to my sponsor, letsgetchecked.com. There we go. Letsgetchecked.com, home blood tests, so you can check your progress. Really, really, really awesome idea for us carnivores. Is, one of our biggest hurdles to get over is that we're always being told how we're going to die from malnutrition and how unhealthy the way we're eating is. All of society thinks we're doing something horrible and crazy, and so one of the most difficult things for any carnivore to get over as they start to transition into this way of eating is that confidence that that you're not killing yourself with malnutrition. And I'm 100% confident in that now. I feel like this is the most nutritious way to eat possible. But that said, we all start with doubts, and it feels really good to be able to verify that you are doing a-okay. And so I'm really stoked about Let's Get Checked. Home blood tests, things like cholesterol, vitamin D, inflammation markers like CRP, all sorts of tests you can do at home. You can do those before you start carnivore. You can do those somewhere down the road and check your progress. You can do those to keep yourself out of the doctor, because for me, going to the doctor for my first year of carnivore was really just something for me to get some affirmation and peace of mind from testing. So at that time I wasn't aware. Let's Get Checked, but man, what a great thing to just be able to get your cholesterol, get your inflammation markers, get your vitamin levels, all those things, and do that at home and not have to go to the doctor to make yourself feel better, just to know, to verify that yes, you're doing fine, which you probably will be doing fine. So anyways, that's my little sponsor there, letsgetchecked.com. You can check out links to them directly down below in the description at trylgc.com, and you can use my code ZeroCarb for 20% off. And thanks to everybody who has been so wonderful in utilizing that program over these past few months. It's been helping me out a lot, so I really appreciate it. Thanks so much everybody for all your support. And so here we are, Sunday, you guys, Sunday morning, bright and early. I'm having a really good week, and I was going to say I was having a great day. I've been up for about 15 minutes, but I am having a great day. I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling feeling great, feeling stoked. You know how it is on carnivore. You wake up and don't need any coffee or anything. Seems like I just bing right to being awake and looking forward to the day. So good morning. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday, and hope you had a great week. So let's talk about this week, huh? So my week was great, you guys. We had a holiday, so it was a little bit of a broken up week in terms of the schedule, and for a lot of us it would have been a different week in terms of like traveling or what we eat or all those things. But this year was a little different for me. I'm not sure about all of you folks, but my family decided to stay home at our respective homes, and we did like an online get together kind of like this, and I miss them a lot, and it would have been lovely to have been with them, but it was really nice to one, to just hang out with them a little bit, but also two, for me it was really nice to not travel and to not have the stress of dealing with a family eating event. And my family's wonderful. They don't stress me out. They are so understanding. But nonetheless, it's an anxiety-ridden event for me every year, if I'm honest. And I always get sick every year when I do travel and eat with my family. And nothing too bad, but it definitely removes some stress for me, not having to to navigate that whole situation, navigating the am I going, am I not going, and then just navigating the food and the being there and the stress and all that. So yeah, so I had a great week. I really enjoyed my Thanksgiving. Would love to see my family in person, but at the same time, not having to change up my food deal or make it was nice and easy. And so I've had a really great week. It was really mellow. I did take a holiday attitude, as it were. So I've been doing a lot of chilling, just kind of relaxing and hanging around. I did some bike rides. That was nice. I haven't gotten to surf. I know, Kuner, you and I were talking about it. How I was trying to be more active, and as I'm going deeper into winter here, it's I'm having less opportunity to do that kind of stuff, and that's fine. I've been staying pretty solid on my workouts. I did only work out once this week, which normally I would work out 2 or 3 times, but being the holiday, and then I kind of am at the end of my cycle too. I've been going hard for weeks in a row, so I usually do try and take a week off. So it just kind of dovetailed nicely with Thanksgiving here. So I've had a great week. I've been just chilling. I've been feeling super positive, you guys. It's such a stark difference from how I felt when I ate carbs this time of year. Normally this time of year, I talked about it last week a little bit, but normally this time of year I would just really get depressed, and I would just have a real hard time looking optimistically towards the future. I would just kind of be in a dark fog this time of year, and looking at the months of cold and gray here where I live used to really bum me out. And I don't think it was because I don't think it was that. I love our weather. Winter means snow, and I get excited about that. And but for whatever reason, this time of year I would just really sink into depression. And God, it's so starkly different these days. I just don't feel like that. I've got some things in my life I'd like to work on. Not everything's perfect. I definitely have stuff that I could be depressed about, and in the old days I probably would have been. It's just not there anymore. I continue to be super optimistic and kind of excited about every week. And what's really weird is I wake up excited for the days. I mean, I got nothing going on. There's really not much to be excited about, to be totally honest. But I do. I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I get to work out. I get to do some yoga. Hopefully I'll have some great work interactions and emails and some cool stove stuff, and it's just different. I don't know what to say, you guys. It's just my brain is different, and I'm so thankful. So and I'm thankful to Zero Carb. And for any of you out there who are actually real life acquaintances or friends or family or whatever of mine, you know that I've always been a positive person outwardly. That's always been kind of who I am, and one of my goals. I've been conscious of it for a long time. And so it might not look a whole lot different because I've always been sort of like this outwardly, but I was faking it a lot. And I don't really mean that. I just, as a young man, I learned how to put on those masks. I was a really good salesperson. That's how I made my living for a long time. And it was because I was shy, and it was because I was holding a lot of myself back. And so I learned how to project, just whatever, I was good at talking to people. And but for a long time I would do that, and then I would just go hide in my depression cave, or as I like to say, my diarrhea cave, as I got older and realized that those things were so intertwined, that my digestive issues and my mood and skin issues and whatever else were all intertwined. I started to learn that I really was keeping a lot of that sickness from people who I ran into, and so I didn't admit it to myself. I didn't allow anyone to see it, and so I was just sort of going through the motions, and in that way I was really wearing a mask of positivity, I guess I'll say. And I don't feel that way anymore. I am truly excited about every day. So anyways, I've had an awesome week. It's been great. I just really enjoyed this coming into the holiday season. We're finally fully into winter. We've been having a really mild November, so that's been nice for me. I always get a little concerned this time of year. My little shack here is sort of not the most sound construction, let's say. And while I don't think it's going to blow away from me or anything, we get some pretty wicked storms here. And so sometimes we get big, huge snow, and I prop up a pole in the middle of this thing just to make sure it doesn't collapse. And sometimes we get really big windstorms. I'm always wondering if the roof is going to tear off in the middle of the night, and I'm going to be ending up down and sleeping in my van. So far, so good. Knock on wood. Those aren't very real concerns, but we do get some wicked storms in November, and they do scare me sometimes, if I'm honest. So it's been really nice. We've been having a really mellow, really mild November. Like I said, I've been able to get out and ride bikes, and yeah, I'm digging it. Really enjoying this move into winter. And let's see. So that's this week. Let's talk about moving forward. I'll talk about some zero carb stuff in a sec. But as I'm talking about looking forward to stuff, I am really looking forward to. I'm really hoping, as we get a little farther into winter, I am hoping to break out of here and get in my van and maybe go spend some time in the mountains. We'll see if I actually make that happen. But I'd really like to. So we'll see. So let's do zero carb this week. So from a zero carb standpoint, I had a pretty good week. It's so funny. My perspective is so interesting when I do these journals. It makes me look back, and realize that I'll sit here and tell you guys I had a great week. But I actually had a sick night on Thanksgiving night. I was outside, naked, in the freezing, laying in the dirt, vomiting, at about 2 a.m. And that's just my life, right? So for me, that's okay, I guess. But yeah, so I've been eating mostly my ground beef and eggs, and I had to go to the store at the beginning of this week, and so I bought ribeye for the first time in a few weeks. And I did my normal deal. I sliced it thin, and I usually just eat a little bit of that with my burgers. Well, Thanksgiving night, I was hanging out with some friends online. We were playing video games. I was hanging out with my family, and then cooked dinner, and then hung out with friends online. And I cooked quite a bit of that ribeye with my burgers. I intended to eat it over the next few days, but I ended up just sort of sitting there and eating it all that night. It didn't seem like I had eaten too much, but I did. I woke up in the middle of the night with a burning belly and bile build up. The burning belly bile build up, as it were. As you guys know, that's what gets me. A little too much fat, a little too much gristle, and I get some bile buildup, and I end up having to get it out. And so, yeah, that's what happened. I woke up middle of the night and was like, it had been a long time. It had been months, I think, since I had one of those episodes. So I was like, nah, I don't want to be sick again. But, it's a pretty mellow deal for me. I just get that bile out of me, and then I usually feel fine. And that's how it was. It was just a little bit, a very minor event in terms of my events, but it's still there. And it was funny because the very next day, someone who I was chatting with was like, I think I ate my last steak. I eat steak, and I just vomited up, a few hours later. And I was like, you know what, as funny as it sounds, being a carnivore, I do the same thing. And this is a friend of mine who's had some medical issues and has done some currently takes a lot of medication. They've been through chemo and whatnot, and so their digestive system is compromised, let's say. And so I think they're having some of those same issues. So anyways, that's what it is for me. But I, despite that, it's still the best I've ever been, and that I've really identified at this point kind of where and why those sick nights happen. They're not a mystery to me anymore, and if I don't eat any of that ribeye or any extra fat like that, it just never happens. So something I need to manage, and I've been aware of that. I just ate too much. I just got excited. It was Thanksgiving, I guess. I actually just wasn't even thinking about it. It was just in my bowl, and it didn't actually seem like it was that much. I was actually a little surprised when I woke up, and it wasn't a very bad episode. But there's that. So, but it has been a good week. I've been feeling great, and even that sick episode didn't really knock me off my feeling great. I woke up the next day still feeling great. I actually kind of forgot about it. I had to think back and go, oh yeah, I was sick. So I've mostly just been my ground beef and eggs. And that is what's best for me. As you guys know, I do struggle, as I just illustrated, I do struggle with, I think gristly fat and harder bits and things that don't digest. Possible that some of that is just the nature of the fat that it's, commercially farmed cattle instead of my own grass-fed cattle, but it seems to be pretty clear that it's definitely the cut, because I can sure eat a lot of commercially farmed hamburgers and typically not get sick, although they do make me sick sometimes. I do think that that's because of the way that they're ground, like what's in there, that they have some of that fatty gristle in there, but I really don't know. So, but anyways, that's pretty much it for this week. There's not much in terms of zero carb variants for me. You guys know I'm pretty much a beef and water guy. Have been doing eggs, so ground beef and eggs have been a really good staple for me. I've been cooking kind of the same thing, the same amount every day. It's one of my ground beef tubes. They say 2 pounds, but when I weigh them, they're usually somewhere between 2 and 2.5. So I'm usually eating about that, about, let's say, 2.25, 2.5 pounds of ground beef a day with a couple eggs. And that's enough for me. It's not super fatty. I do cook it well done, like I always do. I just seem to do better with it fat, or with the fat kind of rendered out and without too much liquid fat in it. So I do tend to cook it pretty well done, and that's it, man. That's my zero carb diet, is just burgers and eggs, and I love it. So I've been doing really good, eating the same old thing, and still enjoying it. Still not having any doubts. Still feeling super confident, and still, for the most part, feeling awesome. We don't do this too often, but just for a demonstration, I'm feeling, super fit these days. I haven't really put on any weight. My weight is as stable as it's ever been. I think I've been like 140 pounds for years now. So that's one of my favorite things, is that without, in the old days I would fluctuate 10 pounds a week, like just water weight and stuff. And I would have a really hard time retaining a body composition like I have now. I was never terribly fat, but I would definitely be broader at my belly, and no matter how hard I tried. So yeah, I'm feeling awesome, you guys. Zero carb has been so good to me. Just happy with everything. My mental state's great. Happy with how I look. Happy with how I feel. And the best thing about it is I don't have to really struggle with any of those things any longer, which, when I was a younger guy, I didn't struggle with those things. I was struggling with them unconsciously, but I never thought about them. But I would have those same things, but as time moved on, I started to realize, geez, I'm having a real hard time staying fit. I'm having a real hard time staying positive, whatever it might be. And those things just got harder and harder. And yeah, zero carb, what a deal, huh? It is so incredible for, just making all of those goals that were so difficult, all of a sudden just seem natural. So, I feel like it's a species appropriate diet for us. I feel like I'm eating what I'm supposed to eat, and it certainly looks like my body is a pretty good example, or a pretty good indicator of that, because I feel great, and I like the way I look and all that. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I continue to be able to I haven't been progressing really fast with my workouts, but I haven't been regressing either, and I haven't been working super hard, but I'm maintaining a pretty high level of pull-ups. I think I told you guys I did a personal best on pull-ups just a few weeks ago. I did 16 in a row, and that was in sets of 3. My first one was 16, and then I did less on the subsequent sets. But yeah, it's been great, you guys. After all these years, still feeling like I'm progressing with this way of eating and physically. So yeah, so there's that. So let's see. So let's look at this week going forward. I already did a little bit, but we're moving into December here. Typically a tough month for me, but I'm really looking forward to it. I've got I don't know. I'm looking forward to December. Like I said, I really hope to get out and maybe actually go up to the mountains and do some, overnight camping and snowboarding. We'll see if I make that happen, but I'd really like to. I'm really looking forward to kind of putting this year behind us. I'm actually excited, rather than being in a pessimistic way, but I'm actually excited about December and kind of the new year. And 2020 has been weird and hard, I think. So, and there's a lot of stuff to look forward to in 2021. So, yeah, I'm kind of just excited about this month and moving through it and getting past the holidays, which again are always just sort of more of sort of stress than anything else. And at least for me, I look forward to getting them behind me. No offense, I love seeing my family and everything, but again, just it's always tough, holiday stuff. So yeah, so I'm excited about everything coming up, December, New Year, all that stuff. So there's that. This week I don't have much unplanned really, in terms of what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be focusing on my stove biz, and just trying to continue to make some progress there, and working out and eating meat, staying positive. So let's see, man, you guys, I'm really scattered. I should probably just wind it up and head off into my Sunday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to today, Sunday. You guys know I love to just relax and reflect on Sunday. The journal's a big part of that. I sort of just restructure my week. I'm going to sit down with my goals list. I'm going to make some goals for this week, try and figure out some stuff to work on. And then I'm going to spend the day, I think, just relaxing, watching some football, and hopefully have a real easy day, because that's what Sundays are for me. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys do too. I hope you guys have an awesome day and an awesome week. Hope you guys make a bunch of progress this week and stay the course and all that. So quick note on Schedule Cuner. I did get your comment last week, and I apologize. I know that if I make a real schedule, you guys can tune in and catch me, but I'm not going to. The journal, I have a schedule for my other channel, and it's great. It does. It helps my viewers tune into me, but the journal is much more personal, and I want to just do it when I'm fresh, right when I wake up. And I find that if I set a time for it, I'll wake up and I'll be waiting for it, and I'll start doing something else, and then when I come back to the journal, my brain's already in a different mode, and I just don't do it for real. The only way I can really be honest with you guys, it seems like, is if I catch myself when I'm sleepy. Otherwise, and it's not being honest with you guys, it's being honest with myself. Otherwise I just start. I think we all do it. So yeah, so I guess this is my way of saying, Cuner, I'm probably not going to have a schedule. It's going to be about this time, I think, every Sunday. I'm committed to doing it, to continuing to do it regularly. I'll do it on Sundays, and I'll do it pretty much right when I wake up, and most days that's going to be about this time, maybe a little earlier, a little later. Shouldn't be a whole lot different, and I apologize for that. As you guys know, I've been playing with this, what the best format and how to make this work over these past few months. And what I found, when I took that break and everything else, was that it's really important to me to do this journal. I get a lot out of it. But at the same time, I really want to keep it light and fun and not too much of it. If I schedule it, it seems like something on my schedule. I'll be honest, and then I start to not want to do it as much, and I just think about it differently. Whereas if I just wake up and do it, I'm just really doing it from my heart. So, anyways, this is a long way of saying I'm just not gonna make a schedule, and I apologize. I hope you understand. But I will. I'll do my best to be fairly consistent. I won't always be consistent, but I'll do my best to be here, roughly this time every day. So there's that. So, all right, you guys, we got dawn breaking out there. We went from dark to light outside, and I'm getting more awake. So I am going to break off here. And, man, I cannot thank you guys enough. So I'm just going to end it with that. As always, you guys, thank you so much for all your support and your kind comments. It just means so much to me to tune in here every week and have some of you guys here, and then to see your comments through the week. I really, really, really appreciate them. I know I don't always respond, but knowing you guys are out there means a lot to me, and I can't thank you enough. So I hope you guys have an awesome week. I hope you guys stay the course and make some progress. Anyone who's new out there to zero carb, know that it's going to be difficult during your transition, but it's worth the squeeze. You know, give it 30 days. You will learn so much about yourself, even if you don't stick with it. It doesn't end up being the right thing for you. That's great. You will still learn an enormous amount that you can carry forward forever. You know, I think we all just eat things because we always did, and we think that's how we're supposed to eat. But when you actually work on eating what makes you feel better, you know, you'll get there. So, Cuner, you're here. Right on, man. Nice to see you. I was just signing off, and I was just saying to you, I don't know if you caught it, but I was just apologizing to you that my schedule is not more stable. So I don't know if you'll rewind and catch up, but yeah, my schedule is gonna be a little iffy these, you know, for the journal. I just love to do it right when I wake up. I'm just not gonna make a schedule, so it's gonna be about this time. And I apologize that I don't have a firmer schedule, but it has been a while, and I'm glad to see. I've been thinking about you. I got your comment last week about missing it, and I felt bad. I was like, dang, I wish I could give you guys a schedule. But then it really screws me up. Like I was just saying, if I give you a schedule, then I have a job. I have something scheduled, and it just changes the way I journal. So hope you understand. So yeah, so you've been busy. That's great, man. I hope you've been doing some climbing. I kicked off the show just saying I haven't been able to go surfing. I've been doing my pull-ups and push-ups and things like that, but I haven't been able to go surfing. I was hoping you've been going climbing. I think knowing that you get to do that inside, you've probably been able to get after it. So a little envious, but glad you've had a good week, man. Been busy. So anyways, I was just signing off. So Cuner, I'm going to continue on with that unless you have. I apologize. I'd love to sit and chat with you. If there's some stuff you want to talk about, then I'd be happy to. But otherwise, I think I'm just going to repeat all the stuff I already said to you. So I'll probably sign off here, and once again, I can't thank you guys enough for being here, for all your support. It just means so much to me. So yeah, Cuner, who knows, maybe you'll make it next week again. I apologize for the lack of schedule, but I'll try and sleep in a little bit too and catch you at this time. We'll see how it goes. But I really appreciate everyone being here. It just means so much to me, and I will, as we move forward, you know, maybe I'll get back into a firm schedule. But right now, I'm not interested in doing that. You know, I got to do it right when I wake up. And if I set a schedule, then I'm going to have to set an alarm or, I don't know, something. So it just is what it is. I apologize. Anyways, enough about that. I hope you guys have an awesome week. I hope you guys stay the course, make some progress. I've said that like 30 times now, so I should probably just hit the video and say adios. So have a great Sunday, you guys. Have an awesome week. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. All right, guys. Thanks. See ya.